Hey, what's going on, guys? So today I'm bringing you one of my favorite leaders, which is Goku Black and Zamasu from Set 7. And if you guys that don't know what this leader does, on swing it's a top 5 searcher for a Goku Black or Zamasu, blue or yellow. To awaken, your opponent needs to be at 3 or more energy, or there's a promo card that I'll show later on that helps you awaken earlier if need be. Once you're awakened, this leader has a really cool ability, which is if your opponent has 8 or more energy, you get to bottom deck 4 life. Which I've won a lot of games using that effect because there's ways you can ramp your opponent. And there's also other ways you can win besides that. Alright guys, so let's get into the deck. These are the cards I like to keep in my mulligan, which is Goku Black Unforeseen Darkness, the Draw 2 Monkey, and the Zeno Unison. And I like to keep a blue-yellow target for the energy on turn 1. So I like playing this card on turn 2 because on play you get to draw 2 and discard 1. And then at the end of your turn, you get to restand a blue-yellow energy. So normally I'll discard a monkey or another card in this deck that I'll show later on. The monkey, you already know what that does. The Zeno Unison, it's a +2 Unison, which allows you to ramp the top card of your deck as long as your leader is mono blue. And the -5 actually is very good as well. You get to choose all cards in all battle areas, ignoring barrier, and shuffle them into the owner's deck. That includes field cards too. Alright, so the blue-yellow cards in this deck are these 12 cards right here. So, Zamasu the Eliminator is a counterplay. When you play this card, the battle card being played that's 4 or less gets sent to the owner's hand instead of being played. It has a permanent that ignores energy exhaust once a blue-yellow is in your energy. Also, when this card is played, you get to draw a card and rest mode one of your opponent's battle cards. So this card is really good because it's a good energy target, it's a pretty good counterplay, and it's a fusion target. Which brings me to the next card, which is also really good. It has a permanent. If your leader is a Zamasu or Goku Black, it ignores energy exhaust. So turn 1, you could have this in your energy untapped. Or you can X-Evolve it for 4, which is a double strike indestructible blocker that has Aegis. Aegis is an effect where you pitch a blue and a yellow, or a blue-yellow card, and restand 2 of your energy. It also has another effect. When you activate Aegis, you get to draw a card, switch this card to active mode, and choose one of your opponent's cards and rest mode it. So that could be one of their energy, a leader, a battle card, anything. So what I like to do with this card is I'll block, activate the Aegis, and then I'll rest mode one of their energies or a leader card, depending on the game state. And he gets to restand. This card is pretty good and kind of bad. It costs 6, and it's a Union Patora. When it's played, you get to look at your opponent's hand and charge 2 cards. So that effect is really good. You can charge Negate, Super Combo, Secret Rares, anything that you don't want in their hand, you can charge it. And it can help you get them to 8. But it's mostly in there as like, if they don't stop charging and they're at 6, I can just do this. This card's mostly in here to be a blue-yellow target, and it's a Zamasu fusion piece. So for 2 energy, it's a negate, and it has Aegis. Now the other Zamasu cards are these 2 right here, which the 5-drop is a really good card to keep when you do the top 5 search off a leader swing. If you have 3 energy, and you have a blue Zamasu or Goku Black, you can do a Union Patora. You can do the Union Patora also from cards in your energy. So that's really good paired with the Zeno Unison, because let's say you activate Zeno and a Goku Black goes in your energy. You just use that energy, and then you'll use it as a fusion piece for your 5-drop Zamasu. Now this card is indestructible and dual attack. It costs 4 blue, and it evolves on a Zamasu 5-drop. Activate main/battle. Place this card in a drop, and you play a Tragedy Overground from your deck, drop, hand, or energy area, which is really good that it's activate battle. Because I've had people where they'll swing with their battle card, combo a couple of cards on it, and I'll just activate battle, place them in drop, play tragedy, and then all their battle cards go into their energy, which is one really good way to get them to 8. And let's say they're not charging much energy at all. Like I had one opponent stop charging at 2. So I ended up playing 2 10-drops on them, and I just got rid of all their energy and all their life that way. Because when this card attacks, you get to choose up to one card in their battle area, energy, life in hand, and bottom deck them. And that effect is really strong if they're staying at low energy. Breaking the taboo is how we cheat it out. So for 6 energy total, you can place the 10-drop on a 5-drop Goku Black or a 5-drop Zamasu. Actually, it's an energy cost 5 or more. So you can place it on this guy, him, or him. So you have a lot of targets to place this on, which is really good. And the other effects on this card we don't use in this deck, so I'm not going to talk about it. Tragedy Overground, for you guys that don't know what this card does, it can't be removed from your battle area by opponent's battle card skills. When your opponent plays a battle card, energy costs 4 or more, it goes into the energy and rest mode instead. And when this card is activated, you choose all your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and place them in your owner's energy and rest mode. So there's been times where my opponent had 4 energy, but they had like 4 or 5 battle cards out. So I'll just play the 9-drop, get Tragedy out, and then bottom deck 4 life. So overall, Tragedy is really good in this deck. The next few cards are Goku Blacks. This card is from the expansion deck box. It's a 20k critical. If you have 4 more energy and a Zamasu with Indestructible, you reduce the energy in your hand by 2. So it's a 1-cost 20k crit and an auto limit 1. When this card is played, it's a top 5 searcher for a Zamasu or Goku Black. But it has to be blue. This is also if your opponent stops charging at a certain amount and you just want to start blowing up their energy. So for 4 energy, you can evolve this 9-drop onto a blue Goku Black. You can also target Goku Black cards in your energy. So that's really good with the Zeno Unison, because if you charge a Goku Black, you can just tap that 3 more and then use it as an X evolve for this card. And if your leader card is a blue Zamasu or Goku Black and your opponent has 5 more energy, when this card is played using the evolve skill, you choose 2 of their energy and place them in the drop. So you can just choose 2 of their active mode energy, place them in a drop, and then try to push for game that way. These 2 are in here as options. This one will help you self-awaken if your opponent stops charging at 2, which one of my opponents did. And this card is, if you have 5 more energy, you play this card and draw a card. This card has a similar effect where if you have 4 energy, you can just play it, and it has barrier. Which, both of these are pretty good because you'll need Goku Blacks on the field if you don't want to be using your energy as fusion pieces. Then the super combos I run are 2 Goku Black and 2 Zeno. This Goku Black I like a lot because it's searchable in the deck. And if you have 4 or less life, you draw a card, or you get to search your deck for breaking a taboo. So that is really good. There's been times where I'll have the 10-drop, and I'm pretty much just looking to go into this card. So I'll just super combo, grab this card from the deck, play this card. The Zeno is so I can charge cards early on in the game and pick them up later if I need them. So like I'll charge the 10-drop early because that's a turn 6 play, or sometimes I'll have blue-yellow in the energy. So I'll pick one of those up, activate the Aegis, and then get more energy back that way as well. So the first 2 extra cards that I run is Realm of the Gods Beerus Destroys. And it's Activate Battle. If your leader card and all your energy is blue, choose one of your cards and it gets plus 10k for the battle. Then you get to choose one. If it's your turn, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards, energy cost greater than their current energy, and bottom deck it. Or if it's your turn, you draw a card, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, energy cost 2 or less, and bottom deck it. I mostly use it for the defensive purpose because the draw power in this deck is not that great, so a 10k that draws is pretty good. We run 4 D magics because it's D magic and it's really good. You run 1 Majin Buu, so this is really good because you have a double blocker right here, and this will be kind of like a double blocker because you can spot remove any battle card. So that's four battle cards or 4 threats taken care of right there. So our next card is Another World Blitz. It has Deflect, Triple Strike, Barrier, and Blocker. And if you have no battle cards in your drop area, you can play this card using it with 4 energy. And then when this card is played, you draw a card, and for every extra card in your drop area, you get to bottom deck one of the battle cards. So it's pretty good at rooming the board if you want to. And it can apply a lot of pressure because at the end of the turn he restands, and you get to restand 1 mono blue energy. So between him and Boo, you'll be restanding 2, and they both restand. So you can apply pressure and have really good defense between these 2 cards and the 4-drop Zamasu. And then your last line of defense is Baby Hatch. If all else fails, you get Baby Hatch, live for another turn, and hopefully close out the game the next turn, or at least make them waste enough resources so you can keep going. So let's get to the Z deck now. So the first card on the Z deck is the Oolong. He's a 1 energy, and he gets to steal one of any battle card on the field at their power level. So it's pretty good in this deck because a lot of our battle cards are 35Ks. So if you need to push for 1 more life, Oolong is not a bad play. We play 2 Cell because sometimes your opponent is flooding the board way too fast, and Tragedy is not the best play. So you'll just play the Cell, clear the board, and apply some critical pressure, and most likely get a triple strike in as well. The next card is Vegito Godly Spirit. He's a triple strike barrier blocker with deflect, and at the end of the turn you switch this card to active mode. You get to choose one of your opponent's battle cards, and then your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand and bottom decks it. So it's really good because it's another blocker, and it starts eating at your opponent's hand. This card is also really good. So if your opponent decides to stop charging, they're going to get a large hand fairly fast because they're not charging anymore. So you'll tap 2, you'll play this card, bring them back down to 10, and you can play this card the following turn, keep their hand size low, and then you're applying a lot of pressure between this card, the Goku, the Majin Buu, and the Zamasu, and they all have blocker. So it's a lot of defense, and it's going to be really hard to get through. And if you have the 10-drop Zamasu out, it's just too much for them to handle. 2 Beerus. This card is really good in other blue decks. I've yet to play it in this deck, so we might just end up switching it out for something else. But for now, I'm going to keep it in and keep playtesting with it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Peace out.